Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, the Lost Chevalier, and you're welcome back to Second Circle. Let's go with Cerberus, shall we? Because this is the new date that we're gonna go with. The triple demon. The most beautiful demon of them all. The beloved Cerberus. Just let me full screen, there we go. For the first time in far too long, you have found yourself with some free time, unburdened by the needs of the household. After making sure the house wouldn't self-destruct while you did so, you have elected to spend your precious free afternoon catching up on some much-needed sleep. Your sleep is not a peaceful one, however, and disturbing visions swirl around in your head like a goldfish in a bowl. Justice joined a professional soccer team, backed by a cheerleading squad consisting of Modius, your college elocution teacher Mr. Thorndike, and grandmother Taker herself. Your dream are soon interrupted, however, by rather scratching rocking sensation, accompanied by an all too familiar voice. Wake up, it's Tucker. Confusing as your dreams may be, you still find your hardest to remain asleep, as your conscious mind is dragged from the subconscious. I'm gonna drink some coffee. Oh god. Subconscious beats of slumber into the waking world. You open your eyes to see the three sets of luminous red orbs staring back at you. Cerberus sits on your bed, one of her three bodies sitting cross-legged upon your chest. She reckons back and forth with your breath, stepping at extreme angles that will topple people with worse balance than hers. Seeing that you are awake, all three bodies break into identical, excited smiles. You're awake! Finally awake! We have been trying to get your attention for a while now. You must have really been tired. I was. Well, technically I still am. Can I ask why you are here? You can! So Cerberus, why are you here? The body is straddling your beam. The body is straddling your beams, leaning in almost close enough to touch your noses. Her voice comes out as an excited whisper, her breath hot on your cheeks. It's time to learn the truth. She's been holding out on us all the time, and we have had enough. Today we are taking back what is ours. A small seed of worry plants itself firmly in the back of your mind as you hazard your next question. You're talking about Lucifer, aren't you? You still want to ask her about your bodies? Cerberus nods seriously, her expression growing a shade darker. We feel things the other girls don't. We are more potent, but we don't really understand anything about where we came from. Lucifer is the first demon we can remember, so she must have the answers. Only problem is, every time we ask her, she finds a way to avoid answering us. She trapped us in a laundry room last time. How did she manage that? She made a sign. It distracts us. What sort of sign? It was a very mysterious sign. We couldn't figure out what it meant. What did it say? Only 2 words. Guess what? Oh. She locked the door while we were reading it, and we were stuck there until Judgment let us out. Well, that explains the howling that kept you awake last night. We aren't giving up. We're not giving up. We are going to talk to Lucifer and make her tell us everything. And now do you plan on accomplish that? How do I plan to accomplish that? Do you really have the raw power to force Lucifer to tell you the truth? Cerberus rolls her eyes in mild frustration. Of course not, dum-dum. That's why we woke you up. We need your help. Come on. The seed of concern has laid down roots and it started to push leafy tendrils up through your consciousness. Either oblivious or willfully ignorant to your mounting worry, Cerberus herds you out of bed and into your day clothes. Her eager hands, perhaps a shade too much so. The demoness leads you out of your room into the second floor landing, talking non-stop. Ok, Okay, we have been watching Lucifer very carefully over the past few days. We know her schedule. Top to bottom, inside and out. She always comes upstairs for a glass of wine, sometimes around 3, so that's when we'll strike. While we have the high ground. You don't want to try anything when someone has the high ground. You majorly concerned. So run me through this plan of yours. Lucifer comes walking up the stairs, and then you... Oh my god, the faces. Opening a small locker by the Vanisher, Cerberus withdraws a tangled gladiator-style weighted net. Two of her bodies struggle to untangle the mass of porous fabric, while the Tier 1 turns to continue her lecture. Oh Jesus, this is gonna be terrible. Sorry, I have a sip of my coffee. Oh boy. We'll wait up here, just out of sight. Then when she comes up the stairs, we net her. Like a fish. A fish that won't talk to us. Imprison the Queen of Hell in a net. This isn't some subtle emoji cartoon, and that little thing won't stop her more than a couple seconds. We know, that's why we decided. 2 thin but surprisingly strong arms wrap around your waist. Grunting, Cerberus hoists you off the ground, holding you triumphantly over her head like a deadlift champion. We're going to throw you down after the net. Oh no. We hear Justice saying that Lucifer has a weakness for you. So we're gonna use you as a secret weapon. Whoa, hold on, girls. You can't just pinch me down the stairs. They are African mahogany. Put me down and let's talk about this. But your efforts are futile. Cerberus bears you inexorably towards the Vanisher, all the while continue to detail her master plan. Then, when you have pinned her down, and she will also tangle up in the net, we will ask Lucifer, ask me what? Cerberus whirls around at the voice, pinwheeling your body through the air. Lucifer stands at the base of the stairs, eyebrows cocked and hands on her hips. And just what you are doing with my taker. Ow! Cerberus drops you to the ground with an unceremonious thud. You get to your feet, dusting yourself off as Cerberus, her plan scupper, desperately tries to come up with a good explanation for her behavior. We are playing a game? No, wait. Taker saw a spider and was her was super scared, and Cerberus visibly deflates in the face of Lucifer's steely gaze. Her prolific excuses diminishing to a barely audible mutter as she averts her gaze. Gathering yourself, you address Lucifer in Cerberus instead. It's alright, Lucy. We were just horsing around. Cerberus got into the WWE tapes again and wanted to try to perform a backbreaker. Lucifer made her way up the stairs, eyeing the two of you suspiciously. In a blur of motion, one of Cerberus' bodies darts forward, brandishing the net. You have barely enough time to seek out your leg, sending her tumbling head over heels into the Vanisher. Oh what? Oh no. She hits the wood with a crash, struggling to extricate herself from the net. As she thrashes around, you privately admit that you underestimate the mesh webbing. Unaware of the finer points of the drama unfolding on the landing, Lucifer crests the top of the stairs, turning her gaze on you. Lucifer's voice comes out in a dangerous monotone. One more chance to explain. What are you doing? I'm not in the mood for jesting or playing around, so if I don't like your answer... She lays the threat hang there, unspoken, but unmistakable in its intent. You cast a question glance at Cerberus, who nods wordlessly, steeling herself. You place a hand on one of her shoulders and turn back to Lucifer. Lucy, we have some things we need to talk with you about. We were disagreeing on how exactly to get your attention when you show up. Lucifer's confidence softens a touch, and she puts her hand on the bridge of her nose, sighing deeply. You and the rest of the household. Well, Whatever it is, shall have to it shall have no to wait until later. I have a job for the two of you that can't wait. From a pouch at her waist, Lucifer withdraws four sticks of railroad chalk. Fanning them out, she offers one of them to you and the rest to Cerberus. I have decided our home security is in much need of some refurbishment. Cameras and locks won't be enough to deter a demonic assault. We're going to need something much sturdier than what we currently have. And your solution is chalk. In a sense, I wish for you to draw me a ritual circle that will allow me to better ward the house from attacks. Reaching into her back pocket, the Queen of Hell withdraws a small piece of paper, upon which is traced a solid-looking asymmetrical sigil. This is a Goethian guild of Halfas. It acts as a sort of battery through which we can channel magic into static objects. I need you to trace this around the outside of the house. Once you have finished drawing it, Justice and Judgment will be able to channel some of their considerable power into the glyphs to buffer our defenses. Do this for me, and I will consider honoring your request. Do we have a deal? Yes. Good. Now I must depart. I have much to do and increasingly spare amounts of time to do it. Departing, Lucifer leaves the two of you pondering the lengthy task ahead of you. After a moment of contemplation, Cerberus speaks. Just who does she think she is? Imitation Lucifer often lofty manner of speech. One of Cerberus' bodies addressed the other two in eerie pantomime. So sorry, but I just can't be bothered to talk to you, Cerberus. Maybe if you do an extra good job working for me, I might consider giving you the time of day. She turns back to you. She didn't even say she will hear us out, mind you. Whatever the others say about us, we do pay attention. Well, sometimes that is. You shake your head, mildly impressed. I will say her ability to rack people up in her plans is commendable. Her ascensions to the throne seem more and more believable every day. Cerberus says nothing. Her face sport identical scowls of irritation. Perhaps now isn't the best time to compliment Lucifer's abilities. Let's try to get this chore over and done with. We can make plans and work at the same time. Do we have to? You let your silence answer for you, and Cerberus rolls her eyes. However, she follows you outside without further complaint. Oh, look at her. She's so... She really doesn't like what we're doing. Oh, I love them. Yeah, they're so cute. Once outside, you quickly set into a rhythm, marking signs after sign on the house exterior. After studying Lucifer's diagram for a moment, Cerberus sets to work alongside you. Working in perfect sync with herself, she soon managed to coat a significant stretch of the house with a densely packed layer of sigils. The two of you chat as you work, Cerberus speaking body changing as he rotates around you, chalking its symbols. Taker, do you have a purpose? Purpose? Like a thing I'm meant to do? You know, I'm not sure I do, Cerberus. I can't think of any particular goal my life will be incomplete without. Is that what you mean? Yeah. I guess the closest thing I have will be my ties to you and the other girls. What about you? What do you think your purpose is? We aren't sure. Cesar and Malina have their immortal vices. And Justice and Judgment both like seeing jobs through to the end. The window above you opens and Lucifer pokes her head out. A mostly empty bottle of wine dangles from her fingertips. Looks like Cerberus' prediction was right on the money. After you're done, run along to the store to pick me up some of these Chateau Sanguine, won't you? This bottle's almost dry. Without waiting for a reply, Lucifer withdraws her head, shutting the window behind her. Cerberus punches the side of the house, her blow cracking the old brickwork. And that old goat will never be happy unless she's telling someone what to do. We are not a servant to be ordered around, or some pet to be folded at her leisure. Why do we have to do her dirty work? If it's independence what you want, I'm sure we could negotiate too, but Cerberus is already shaking her head at your suggestion. No, you don't want independence. We just want a direct answer from her. You keep saying you want answers, but I'm still in the dark as to what that means to you. All the other demons understand their place in the worldly order. They have a purpose, and that purpose exerts a strong pull on their characters. We don't know what that feels like, what their purpose is. Sometimes we get these flashes, a certain urgency to do something, but there is no feeling of fulfilling or purpose to it. Until we saw Mammon treating us during the park, that is. It was like reaching back to scratch an inch, but realizing halfway through that the source of the itching is very deep in our skin. That's what it felt when I got close to Mammon, like there was purpose in me being there. Apart from you saving me, you mean? Well, it's complicated, but it feels like the two were connected in some way. We got this incredible feeling when we pounced on her in the park, and again when we chased her down in the alley. We felt like we could have fucked her forever and never gotten bored. Do you think your purpose is tied with Mammon in some way? Cerberus nods after a moment though. Yes, we do. And we think Lucifer knows the specifics and still won't share them with us. We have been doing some thinking, and we had something important to ask you in the subject of our benevolent queen. Do you trust in Lucifer's intentions? Do you really think she wants the best for the rest of us? Actually, yes. Yes, I do. She might be manipulatory, secretive, and dangerous to oppose, but I think she has our best interests at heart, by extension at least. Her fortune is as tied to ours as ours is to hers, and I trust in her ability to remain self-interest. How can you still trust in her after everything you have seen? After she's made it perfectly clear she doesn't care for our peace of mind? It's not quite as simple as trust, but I believe that Lucifer doesn't perform actions rashly. If she's keeping secrets from us, there's likely a good reason for it. We might not understand it right now, but there might be an excellent reason for her keeping us in the dark. Don't think that will stop us from approaching Lucifer though, we will find our purpose. But what if finding your purpose means surrendering your agency? Surrendering? How so? Well, it is really worth knowing your purpose, if knowing your purpose dictates your actions. All three of the demon bodies cock their heads at you. Come again? You sound like those angry old guys we used to torment in hell, the ones with the funny white dresses. I remember they used to call Lucifer by a different name, something or another. Old men in white dresses? Were they philosophers? That's it! Philosophers. You sound like them. They're talking in circles like your words are spaghetti noodles. Well, in simple terms then, will knowing what you are supposed to do compromise your freedom to choose for yourself? Do demons have free will? Free will? Yes, do demons possess the ability to think and do things outside of prescription and habit? To change the world around them in unprecedented ways. Like with fire? Oh, we are good at fire. Watch, I will give you an example. One that doesn't carry a burn risk. You finish tracing the most recent symbol on the side of the house, you examine it for a minute before setting the chalk aside. Reaching out, you smuggle the sigil with your finger, marrying the surface to the prospective leaf and compromising its shape. I told Lucifer we will ring the house in these markings for her, and it is in my nature to hold to the promise I make. However, should I choose to, I could freely sabotage the work I'm doing and put us all in danger. Now obviously I won't do that, but the freedom of choice right from wrong remains nonetheless. As you repair the damage done but to the sigil, Cerberus furrows her brow, trying to make sense of what you have just said. I don't see why anyone would want to be able to make wrong choices. Well, some people don't. Some people live their lives with precepts telling them what they can and can't do. And that's a choice as well, I suppose. But even if a choice may not be in the human best interest, we are free to make that choice to the best of our abilities. Traveling to hell in search of a harem? Now that was a choice that I made that was probably not in my best interest, but I had a dream, and a dream that I was willing to risk my life to see through. A dream, huh? You say you want to corrupt the mortal world. You say that you want to discover more about yourself, but how do you want to do those things to come about? Outcasts like Mammon already seem to have a firm rooting in this world. If you wanted to, you could live there for hell this very day, relatively confident that the earth will twist towards corruption without your hand in the affair. But we don't want that. Cerberus looks up at you, her eyes shining with epiphany. We want to be the ones that do that. So I do challenge you with one final question. How do you want to go about learning more about yourself? Do you really believe you will be happy with the information you do get from Lucifer, if it dictates your purpose from this point forwards? Or would you rather seek out your own truth and discover who you are along the way? Mulling your question over, Cerberus spent the rest of the day chores in stolid silence. As you finally sketch the last of the sigils onto the front door of the house, she speaks. Even if the knowledge might be tricky to accept, we owe it to ourselves to try and draw it out. Yeah, we aren't afraid of anything. Reaching out hesitant fingers, Cerberus moves slowly towards the sigil on the door. Half an inch from the surface, her finger runs into an invisible barrier. She pushes forward regardless, sweat bedding on her forehead, as her other two bodies move to support her arm and guide it forwards. We don't know where we come from, or how we came to be. If Lucifer won't tell us, not properly anyways, then we do know something who might. Someone who knew enough about us to stop us in our tracks, who I bet we could convince to spill any secrets she might be carrying. Cerberus looked up at you, a predatory glint in her crimson eyes. Helltaker, how about we go mammon hunting again this weekend? Ignoring the sinking feeling in your stomach, you put on a smile. Sounds great, Cerberus. That was the date? Oh, that was the date. And I think it's enough time for an episode because I need to go. Yep. Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, this has been all the time I have for today. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. I hope you had a blast. I was the Lost Chevalier, signing out. Bye-bye.